Hi everybody, it's Amanda. We are right in the middle of our festival day, and without making it look ridiculously unrealistic, we have pre-recorded this conversation. So we're all in our own homes. Ashling is in Ireland with a very noisy parakeet called Benji, who I'm sure will join this conversation. Ellie, who's currently below me, I'm not sure if it's the same on other people's screens, is the amazing author of these books. And Rufus, oh no, Rufus is across there. That's hilarious. And he is obviously my sidekick in this project, and he's been leading this project for us. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Rufus to explain more.
Thank you, Amanda. Lovely to see you all today. I hope you've been enjoying the festival events so far. So this project was sort of born a little bit in my brain when I first came across one of Ellie's books, which was Duffy's Lucky Escape. I always get that wrong. And I think it was in a shop in Edinburgh that I encountered it. I looked at it and I was very interested in environmental education at the time, as I still am now. And I thought it would be an excellent starting point for a school workshop. And I sort of put together an idea for a school workshop in my mind, and then that started developing into an actual school workshop that was due to happen at the start of this year. But then with all of the restrictions that came into place, that was completely cancelled, and I didn't really know what the future of that project was going to be until I had a lovely discussion with Amanda. And we decided that we could incorporate music and music making and musical education into the project and turn it into something new and wonderful. And that brought us to where we are today. So we have a 10-part video series, which is designed to take children in the classroom with their teachers through a musical journey, but also through an environmental journey using Duffy's Lucky Escape, Nelson's Dangerous Dive, and Marley's Tangled Tale as the sort of basis for those journeys. So I think at this point, as I mentioned the books, it's probably a good time for me to introduce Ellie. So Ellie, if you could just tell us a little bit about yourself, and then perhaps also your inspiration for the books.
Brilliant. Yes. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for everything that you've done with the books. I'm really excited to see this project come to life in the classroom. I think it's fantastic. So how it first started was Duffy's Lucky Escape was a true story about a little turtle that we saw being released into the ocean when we lived in Australia. So we were lucky enough to live on this amazing tropical island and all the palm trees and the sunsets and everything. And I was down on the beach with my little children one day, and this beautiful turtle was being released into the ocean. And as soon as her little flippers hit the sand, she was racing towards the sea and she couldn't wait to get into the water. And there was a whole crowd of people and everyone was cheering. And then she just disappeared out of sight, happy to be back in her home. And my little 4-year-old girl at the time said, "Mummy, what was wrong with Duffy?" Because she was really called Duffy. And we went to visit the turtle hospital on the mainland and found out all about the problem with plastic in the sea and what we can do to help. And then my daughter was then obsessed with clearing up the beach of plastic. And she was, "Mummy, I'm saving a turtle." And she was picking up every single piece that she could. And I thought, what a brilliant story to share with young children to help inspire them to get involved. So that was 5 years ago now. So it took a couple of years to write, juggling children and things. And then very quickly we had Duffy's Lucky Escape, then Marley's Tangled Tale, and Nelson's Dangerous Dive. And then I've got a couple more extras as well that have been released since then. So it's kind of grown into this whole big series, which I'm really proud about. And I'm really happy to share with everyone.
Yeah, I mean, it has been kind of amazing. I've done quite a lot of environmental stuff myself. And obviously there's quite a big youth movement for, plastic pollution and saving the planet overall. So it's quite a good way of tacking into that point of enthusiasm. And I suppose another question of mine for you is what you think music and the arts in general can do for environmental education and helping to further the protection of our planet for the future.
Well, I think when you're dealing with young children, the things that come to mind straight away, things they can do right as young babies, is their love of music and their love of drawing, and to put those two together from a young age in a positive way, linked in with a real difficult issue. I mean, how else are you going to teach young children about this? It's got to be positive, it's got to be happy and fun and feel like they can make a difference with it. So by bringing in the arts and music, that's really key to actually engaging young children with this issue, and their parents and their schools and everybody, because it's this really kind of engaged. They can actually do something about it. They can make a poster, they can create a song, they can go out and do a beach clean and kind of make some modeling with the things that they find. So it's a real hands-on method for doing it. So definitely, I'm 100% think it's a brilliant way, and this is the first time it's been done in a professional way, so I'm really excited to see it.
Yes, it's going to be really brilliant to see how teachers and children and, you know, parents at home as well, if they decide to use the project, how that all pans out. And it's probably a good time for me to plug to everyone watching that if you do take part in the project, please do share with us on social media or send us an email. We'd love to see how you get on with it. So speaking of music, I should now introduce our musical maestro, Ashling O'D. So Ashling, you obviously helped lead this project for us from a musical point of view. So it'd be great if you could introduce yourself and then, you know, just talk a little bit about how, when you start a project like this, how you bring music to it and what's your inspiration behind what you do in the workshops.
Hi everyone, my name's Ashling and I'm a violinist and I love working with children's stories. So this was kind of my bag. I loved it. So thanks to Rufus and Amanda for asking me to be in part of this. What I do is I read the story. Obviously, that's where it all starts. And it was very inspiring stories, Ellie. It was really good fun. And also the pictures as well. It kind of just conjures up this whole kind of world. And what I tend to do is that I come up with a song. That's where I start. So the main character will get a song, and usually I start with a melody, and I don't know where the melody comes from, but it just kind of happens. And then I think, right, I need to put some words to this. And then through reading the story, you know, a few times through, then I kind of get to know the character. And then you just find that words kind of fall into the melody, which is quite kind of cool. It's very exciting when that happens. And then also in the workshops, what I do at the beginning is I want to get everybody on their feet because we're sitting down so much. And I'd like to get teachers and parents and children alike all on their feet doing kind of like warm-up exercises, but you're kind of a warm-up exercise in the guise of the character of the story. So obviously Duffy had her particular warm-ups, Nelson has his, and Marley has hers. So, you know, it kind of develops over time, but I have generally, there's always a warm-up, there's always a song, a minimum of one song. Sometimes there's been more. And so I teach those songs through the workshop. And then when the story is being narrated, it's always really good fun that everybody can join in, because there'll always be moments in the story where children and parents and everybody alike can join in with the song. And quite often people find they're a little bit of an earworm, so they kind of get in there, so they'll be hopefully humming it for the rest of the week. That's the intention. And it's just really about having fun with this subject, because it's a subject that's just so important. The environmental subject is so important for everybody, and it's kind of embracing that subject. And as Ellie was saying, you know, it encourages people, if they're going out for a walk, to decide, right, I'm just going to pick up and get rid of litter that shouldn't be there, if it's there. And obviously our hope is to go out for a walk and not find any, you know, that's the whole objective. But it is just an awareness, and it's fun because obviously these are three characters that will, you know, you can connect with when you're going for a walk on the beach. And even if you're a bit far away from the beach, then hopefully it brings a little bit of the beach into your house, you know. So that's how I feel about it anyway.
I mean, I think Amanda and I can both agree that the songs stay with us, and I'm still singing some of them every day.
Sorry.
So, no, it's brilliant. I love them a lot. But yes, they do stay with you. So I hope everyone will enjoy those little songs. And I still sometimes do my warm-ups as well. So
Excellent.
yes, they stick with you. And so thinking about it, I mean, this is obviously a bit of a first for all of us here. We've never done a project like this before, going into a school digitally. And sort of interacting with children that you aren't actually interacting with. And we all know from filming it that actually it was quite difficult to have the energy and enthusiasm when there's no one on the other side of the camera. But I wonder what you think, you might say to a teacher or a parent who's using this project at home, and doesn't have us there to respond to things that might go slightly wrong in the classroom. Whereas usually we'd be there to say, no, this is how you do it, and then we start again, or we do something again just to make sure they have it. What advice do you have for those parents and teachers who might never have done something like this before?
Well, I think first of all, familiarize yourself with the story. I think that's probably the first go if you're reading it out. But just break it down, break the workshop down, because I've tried to kind of divide it into kind of specific sections. So of course, with the beauty of the pause button, you can always just stop and then have a think about, okay, this is now the song part, or this is the warm-up part, or this is now the body percussion part. So I always try to get in each workshop some form of a kind of a Duffy band or something like that, so there's be a whole group of everybody doing the same thing, or maybe not the same thing, so that you're actually creating an ensemble. I think the videos are kind of, you can break them down because they're kind of they're in segments. So that's what I would suggest to do. And just have fun with it. I think that's the main thing. And you never know. I mean, there might be lots of different ideas that come from the kids or come from the parent, that you might want to add to what is already there. But that is only something that can happen by doing, really, because we never really know how these things are going to. You can have a plan, but then they might go in any different type of direction. We don't know.
I think the great thing, sorry, Rufus, sorry, is also that they're videos. So it's not just us coming in for half an hour and then that's all the engagement that a classroom has, that you can go back and watch them. Children can watch them in school and then go home and watch them with their families as well. And I think this is the natural point to just make a little statement about what we've done with these videos, in the fact that in a lot of places in the UK, singing is currently not allowed in the classroom, but we want these videos to be alive long after COVID. And so we have performed the videos as if you would sing. So please do go by the current guidelines. And if you cannot sing right now, use the songs as rhymes. They're really great sort of rhythmic melodies and songs that you can easily just recite them as poetry and rhymes. So do that in the interim. And as soon as we're allowed to sing, then definitely start learning the melody and get singing together. Or if, unlike us in Scotland, if you have a better climate in the autumn and winter, go outside and sing the songs in the playground.
And also, I think in the workshops, I tried to bring in physical things. So there was rhythmical stuff. So that means you don't need to sing either. So it's just a way of becoming an ensemble. There are different ways of doing that. And through rhythm, body percussion, and of course singing, if you do that outside, that'd be good.
And I suppose the thing that we all do when we go into schools as well is that we know that there isn't really a wrong, there isn't something going wrong. It's just us responding to what is happening, which is the right, so we will have a workshop plan always, but I don't think I've ever done a workshop that has stayed exactly to the workshop plan ever. So if you are at home and you do think something's going wrong, it's not going wrong, it's going right because it's going. So yes, just respond to it and have some fun. Having fun is the main thing, and Ashling said that. So yes, so thank you everyone for joining us, and thank you most of all to Ashling and Ellie for helping us make this project so wonderful, and I hope that you all agree with us that it is as wonderful as it is. It has been brilliant putting all of this together right back from 2019 or whenever it was that we first came up with this idea, and I first spoke with Ellie, and then getting to put it together that little bit more with Ashling and Amanda too. I have to also thank everyone that has helped outside of the four of us. So that's the Marine Conservation Society, that's Project SEAGRASS and Green 18, who have helped us put lots of this together. And then lots and lots of thanks go to everyone that has helped fund this project. We've had a variety of funders, and we couldn't have made this project possible without them. I hope all of you watching enjoy the rest of the events that we have as part of the festival today. And please do go onto our website or find more information on social media about this project and how you can get involved. It's all going to be completely free, and you'll be able to access it whenever you like via our website or social media. And on that note, I will say a very happy goodbye to you all, and I hope you all have a lovely weekend. Goodbye.